History calls it the Boston Massacre, but what most people remember is the version of the story that they saw afterward. March 5th, 1770, Boston was occupied. British soldiers were stationed throughout the city, not as visitors, but as a constant presence. They enforced laws, watched the streets, and reminded colonists that they were not fully in control of their own city. Tension had been building for months, and that night it finally broke. A crowd gathered outside the customs house. Voices rose, snowballs were thrown, and some were packed with ice and debris. The soldiers were outnumbered, surrounded, and pressed from all sides. Then a shot rang out, then another, then more. When it was over, 5 colonists were dead. Crispus Attucks was the first to fall. The moment was fast, chaotic, unclear, and in the hours that followed, no one could say for certain on what had really happened. But in the weeks after, the new version of the story began to spread. A detailed image was distributed across the colonies. It showed British soldiers standing in a perfect line, calm, organized, firing directly into a crowd of defenseless citizens. The scene was clear, orderly, and certain, but the real moment had been anything but. The crowd had been aggressive. The soldiers had been surrounded, and no one could say for sure who fired that first shot. Even in court, the truth was debated. John Adams defended the British soldiers, and most of them were found not guilty. But by then, the image had already done its work. It spread from colony to colony. It was seen, shared, and remembered. And for many people, that image became the story. History remembers the Boston Massacre as a turning point, but it was not just the event itself that moved people. It was the way the story was seen and the way it was remembered. And once that version took hold, it helped push a divided population closer to revolution.